Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and today I have prepared another pedigree problem for you, and this is also blood relationship problem. But when I see how other people explain this type of problems, I see that for many people it doesn't help when they shown a relationship like this between people, and sometimes even those who explain show lines like this explaining relationship, but still picture is complicated. And I want to say that from my point of view, nothing is better than just normal pedigree that explains relationship between people. So I'm always using just normal style pedigree. And let's return to our problem. Vina, who is a sister-in-law of Ashok, is the daughter-in-law of Kalani. Dhiraj is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. How Kilani is related to Ashok. And now let's solve this problem. So Vina, who is the sister-in-law of Ashok, so Vina is female. So let's put a circle here, and this is going to be Vina. So she's sister-in-law. That means that Vina have to be married. Then she can be a sister-in-law. And her husband would have another sibling, but we don't know whether Ashok is a male or female. So this brings us another complexity to this problem. So we would use just this symbol to designate a person whose sex is not known. And this is going to be Ashok. So let's put a name here, Ashok. So, and of course, every person has mother and father. So let's add mother and father here. And now we see that this is siblings. This is parents of the siblings. One of them is married. One of them is a male. And we also can tell from this picture that Vina is a sister-in-law of Ashok. So what else we can tell from this picture? Let's read the rest. So Vina, who is a sister-in-law of Ashok, is a daughter. We are talking about Vina. Vina is the daughter-in-law of Kalani. So who is Kalani? To be daughter-in-law, Vina would be a daughter-in-law of these two people. And who of them is Kilani? Again, we cannot tell the sex yet, so some of these people are Kilani. So let's proceed reading the problem. Dhiraj is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. So now we know that Ashok has only one brother. That means that it have to be this person. We cannot add another brother here because Ashok has only one brother. So now we know that Sudip have to be this person. So this is Sudip. So Sudip is here. And we know that Dhiraj is the father of Sudip. So Dhiraj have to be this person. Now we can say for sure that Kilani would be this person, because from the previous sentence we know that Kilani have to be one of the parents, but we didn't know which Kilani is with the father-in-law of the winner or mother-in-law of the winner. Now we know that Kilani is a mother-in-law of the winner, and winner is a daughter-in-law of Kilani. So we put Kilani here. Now let's find how Kilani is related to Ashok. And we see that Kilani is a mother of Ashok. So let me use this color. Kilani is a mother of Ashok. And we don't see such an answer here. Again, let's review all the connections. So Veena, who is a sister-in-law of Ashok, and we see that Veena, being a wife of the brother of Ashok, is a sister-in-law of Ashok. Is a daughter-in-law of Kilani, so is a daughter-in-law of Kilani, and she's, as you see, is a daughter-in-law of Kilani. She is a wife of their son, so she is daughter-in-law. And Dhirash is the father of Sudip. Dhirash is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. And Sudip is the only brother of Ashok. Now, as you see, we cannot choose any of these answers, so let's find what other possible variants exist. Now let's build a second variant of the pedigree of this family. So this time what we have circle here, and this is going to be Veena. So Veena. Again, Veena, who is the sister-in-law of Ashok. So in this case, Veena may have whether a brother or a sister who would be married, and they would have also parents here. And again, if we don't know the gender of the other sibling here, we also don't know the gender of his spouse. It can be again also male or female. So in this case, as we see, Veena would be sister-in-law of this person, and this is going to be Ashok. So let's put name here also. So this person is Ashok, and Veena is a sister-in-law of Ashok, or Veena is sister of the spouse. So she's sister-in-law. And next, let's read what we have here. Veena is the daughter-in-law of Kalani. What this might be? This might be that Veena, in her own turn, is married, and because Veena is female, she's sister-in-law, of course she has to be married to a male who may have parents. So let's show parents here. So in this case, Kalani can be any of these two people. We don't know who, but this can be Kalani. So let's put Kalani here. So any of these two people can be Kalani, and in this case, Veena would be daughter-in-law. So whom we call daughter-in-law, we call spouse of your child, or wife of your child would be your daughter-in-law. So this can be any of these people, can be Kalani. And Vina would be a daughter-in-law of these people. So Dhirash is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. So Ashok has a brother. Those gender of the Ashok is not specified, but we know that Ashok has a brother. Only brother, and the brother's name is Sudip. So let's put here Sudip. And of course this brother, it can be brother and sister, or it can be two brothers. No matter, they should have parents, just like any children on our planet. So now let's continue. Dhiraj is the father of Sudip. So now we can put Dhiraj here. He is the father of Sudip. So Dhiraj is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. So let's put Dhiraj is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. Again, completely different pedigree, but this word description exactly also shows relationship here. So many variants possible. How Kilani is related to Ashok, and as you see, if Kilani would be any of these people, they won't be related to Ashok at all. There is no specific name how to call such relationship, because these people won't be related. Again, let me use some color here. So I would use blue. So any of these people here have no relationship with Ashok here. And now let's check the third variant. Now I'm going to show you the third variant, which probably will blow your mind, because I don't think that many people would consider such variant too. So I'd better draw it first and then explain what I'm drawing. So parents here. This parents has two children. One female, another male child. Here's another family. Also mother, father, and they also have two children of the opposite sex, so female and male here. And now imagine this strange situation where this male would marry this female, and this female would marry this male. So this is not close relationship marriage, because these two families are unrelated. But what is strange, that son in one family married a daughter of the other family, and his sister married a brother of his wife. So sometimes such things also may happen. And let's review who is who here. So here is going to be Vina, and she is going to be a sister-in-law of this person. Again, let's think about it. She is a wife of this person, and this person has a sister. So Vina would be a sister-in-law of this person. So let's continue. So let me underline here. So Vina, who is the sister-in-law of Ashok, So this person here would be Ashok. So is a daughter-in-law of Kalani. So she's also daughter-in-law of Kalani. But let's continue. Again, you may think that Kalani can be any of these two people, but actually not. Hirash is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. So here is Ashok, and her only brother is Sudip. So let's put Sudip here. And again, we know that Hirash is his father. So Hirash is his father. So the only way that Veena, again, she is the daughter-in-law of Kalani. So she only can be now daughter-in-law of Kalani, who is going to be female here. So Kalani, let's put here. So now let's check. Veena, who is the sister-in-law of Ashok, Veena is married to Sudip, so Sudip's sister would be, so Veena would be sister-in-law of Ashok, who is the sister of her husband, of Veena's husband, is a daughter-in-law of Kalani, so husband parents, Veena, according to this pedigree, would have Kalani and Hirash as parents of her husband, and for them, Veena would be daughter-in-law. So she's daughter-in-law of Kalani, and we know that Kalani is the mother of her husband. And again, Hirash is the father of Sudip. So let me choose another color. Hirash is the father of Sudip, who is the only brother of Ashok. And Sudip, as you see, is the only brother of Ashok. How Kalani is related to Ashok. And again, Kalani is the mother of Ashok. We don't see such an answer here, so we reviewed three possible variants that explains relationship in these families, and none of these variants has variant of the answer. So we have to choose answer D. None of this explains relationship between Kalani and Ashok. Actually, we have seen that Kalani can be a mother, but we don't have such a variant here, or Kalani can be unrelated, completely unrelated to Ashok. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please write your comments, questions if you have any. Share this video with your classmates, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.